The Mid-America Gospel Music Association Lifetime Achievement Award is presented each year to the person or persons who have influenced the growth and promotion of Southern, country, and bluegrass gospel music. This award is designed to honor those who have dedicated a significant portion of their life to the field of gospel music, either as a singer, musician, songwriter, radio personality, or promoter. The general membership of MAGMA submits nominations of those within the industry who have been influential in their careers, and they are later voted on by the board of directors. We seek to honor both the local artist who has influenced and mentored the new generation of performers, as well as those from our region whose music has impacted the national gospel music industry. It is our pleasure to be able to honor those pioneers who have and still are representing the ministry of gospel music.
Chat with Britain's royal blood, but I've been acquainted with the King who lights the day. I'm in his will, I'm on my way.
Tonight's Mid-America Gospel Music Association Lifetime Achievement Award winner has been involved in singing the gospel for more than 30 years. He is one of Missouri's great ambassadors for Southern gospel music. Born December 4th, 1945, he would grow up listening to many of the most popular quartets of the 1960s, including the Prophets Quartet, which would feature the voice of Big Lou Garrison, who he would look to as a hero. He would fall in love with gospel music at an early age, not knowing how this would later influence his life. It is our honor tonight to present the Lifetime Achievement Award to a true gentleman, Mr. Marty Moreland. On February 17, 1968, Marty would marry his partner of 40 years, Ruth Ann, and they would begin their family living in the Rolla, Missouri area. They would have 2 children, daughter Lisa and son Scott. In the early 70s, Marty would surrender to the call to sing gospel music and would join the group Echoes of Faith. He would sing with this group from 1973 to 1976. In 1976, Echoes of Faith would disband, but that wouldn't deter Marty. He and fellow group member and close friend Alan Dake would decide to continue on in the ministry and form a brand new group, the Singing Disciples. With the encouragement and help of gospel music veteran Larry Davis, they would put together the group made up of Davis's 2 nephews, Danny and Dave, and niece, Donna, who would play the piano. The first group was a male quartet, but through the years the group would make many changes, adding female singers. Each version of the group had its own distinct sound. The group found itself singing over 100 dates a year, a monumental amount of dates for a part-time group that was comprised of working people.
I was tired of sin and burden that day, so I fell on my knees and began to pray.
By the late 1980s, the group would once again become a male quartet and would feature the talents of some outstanding young singers and musicians. Greg Gable, who had joined the group in 1977 singing baritone and playing bass guitar, would be joined by singers such as Donnie Arthur and brothers Bob and Jeff Davis. Greg would later leave the group along with Bob and Jeff to form the Heritage Boys. Marty would support this move by these 3 young singers, not knowing that there were difficult days ahead. During the next few years, Marty would struggle with the thought of leaving the road.
Trials here are sometimes many, and oft times my feet grow weary, and it seems that I would stumble, I would fall. But the gentle hand that leads me is the hand that keeps me steady, and he tells me I will make it after all.
Disappointed with the lack of encouragement from fellow artists, he found himself thinking about quitting. One evening, he attended a concert in Salem, Missouri, hosted by longtime friends Heartbeat. That evening, Michelle Pyatt hugged Marty's neck and looked him in the eye and said, "We need you. You can't quit singing." Michelle had no idea how he was feeling, but the Lord used a fellow singer to speak the words that Marty needed to hear. He would regroup and soon found himself singing a very steady schedule. Through the years, he would record 1 album with Echoes of Faith and 10 projects with the Singing Disciples. The group would see 31 different singers and musicians come through over the years. Alan Dake would pass away suddenly in 1992 after being with the group for 16 years. Neil Walters served the Singing Disciples for 18 years, singing various vocal parts as well as playing the drums. Greg Gable continues to sing with a quartet based in Waynesville, Missouri, the Covenant Quartet. Bob Davis is still active with the Heritage Boys. After retiring, Marty and Ruth Ann would begin spending their winters in Florida, making it difficult for the group to sing a consistent schedule. When they would come home in the spring, they would sing as often as they could, keeping an almost full-time schedule. In 2006, Marty, along with group members Melinda Seaton, Homer Eddington, Steve Betts, and Kathy Parrott, would decide to retire from the road. However, there is no such thing as retirement from God's work, and the group still makes a few occasional appearances, and Marty is in much demand as a master of ceremonies. Please join our MAGMA family of artists as we honor tonight's recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award, Marty Moreland.
Social club. I have never sat and chat with Britain's royal blood, but I've been acquainted with the King who lights the day. I'm in his will, I'm on my way.